The Netherlands is full of iconic sights with vast fields of brilliant tulips, canals that replace city streets, and dikes that today provide cycling paths. These are all attractions that tourists find fascinating in this little country. This unique landscape has created an equally distinct culture, one that the Dutch are proud to share with visitors at their many museums and historic towns. Hello and welcome to our channel. Be sure to like and subscribe to our channel with all notifications enabled so that you can easily plan your next trip with our lists of top tourist attractions. So without wasting any more time, here are the top 10 places to visit in the Netherlands. Number 1. Rotterdam. You might visit Amsterdam for its history, but Rotterdam is the place to go for architecture aficionados. The city didn't fare well in the Second World War, and when it was rebuilt, the city council decided that instead of resurrecting the city as it was, it would be rebuilt with the future in mind. The resulting post-war architecture and modernist skyscrapers make Rotterdam a treasure trove for design fans. Make sure you check out the Cube houses, new Luxor Theater, and the Van Nelly factory. For more insight into the artistic movements that inspired these buildings, head to the Museum Boijmans van Beuningen to see its exhibition on De Stijl and the Bauhaus, plus several centuries of Dutch and European art. Rotterdam is also the largest port in Europe, from where hopeful Dutch families once emigrated to New York, or New Amsterdam as it was once known. Number 2. The Hague. One of the grandest cities in the Netherlands, The Hague is the polar opposite of Rotterdam. The Dutch royal family lives here, and the city is full of large, beautiful mansions, pretty parks, and leafy streets. What it lacks in edginess, it makes up for in casual, laid-back elegance, and it's a great city to visit for fine dining. There are plenty of good museums to choose from, too, like Museum Beelden aan Zee, hidden in the sand dunes of the Scheveningen Beach Resort, which focuses on contemporary sculpture, to the Prison Gate Museum, which brings alive tales of crime and punishment in years gone by. Before you leave, make sure you see Vermeer's masterpiece Girl with a Pearl Earring at the Mauritshuis. Number 3. Arnhem. If you're interested in military history, you'll be interested in Arnhem. The infamous Battle of Arnhem took place here in September 1944. Allied forces tried and failed to capture what is now known as the John Frost Bridge in their plan to advance into Germany. Almost 2,000 Allied troops died in the battle, along with some 1,300 German soldiers and close to 500 Dutch civilians. Most of the Allied soldiers are buried at the Oosterbeek War Cemetery, a visit to which is a sobering yet worthwhile experience. To find out more about Arnhem's role during the war, you can also visit the Arnhem War Museum. Number 4. Gouda. Gouda is a cheese lover's paradise, of course, but did you also know the city is famous for its pottery and waffles? Apparently, the now ubiquitous in Starbucks stroopwafel was invented here in the 19th century. But back to cheese for a moment. If you're in town on a Thursday, make sure you head to the cheese market held in the beautiful town square from 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. from April to August. The market is a full-on celebration of all things Dutch. National costumes, clogs, huge wheels of cheese, and traditional crafts, plus merchants and farmers clapping hands in the traditional way each time they agree on a deal. If you haven't had your fill of cheese after that, you can also visit the Cheese and Crafts Museum in Goedse Waag building, where you can watch how cheese is made. For a souvenir that won't make you put on weight, you can buy some of your very own traditional Gouda pottery at shops in the town or at the annual ceramics market held at the end of May. Number 5. Amsterdam. The draw of Amsterdam is clear to see. The city is an Instagrammer's dream, with gorgeous 17th century architecture and quaint cobbled streets. If you haven't been before, make sure you see the most obvious sights. The Rijksmuseum, Anne Frank's house, and Van Gogh Museum are all worth your time and money. After this, take the time to soak in the laid-back vibes, wandering along the canals and sampling a craft coffee or craft beer at one of the many excellent cafe bars. Amsterdam's nightlife is a wholly unique experience, running the gamut from hardcore club Niks or Progress Bar, which mixes socially progressive talks and events with epic club nights. Number 6. The WADDENZEE. Home to millions of migratory birds, all types of fish species, and seals colonies, WADDENZEE is the most peculiar and important nature reserve in the Netherlands, as well as one of the world's largest wetlands ecosystem. Located in the province of Groningen, on the Dutch coast, this one-of-a-kind natural habitat spans an area of almost 2,500 square kilometers, which twice a day keeps its moist land appearance, and twice a day becomes one with the sea. The WADDENZEE is the largest coastal tidal wetland in Europe, something which has earned it a spot on the UNESCO World Heritage List. It runs right the way from Den Helder in the Netherlands all the way to Esbjerg in Denmark, and it's truly a unique place to visit. The islands are naturally rich, and each offer some of the best nature in the Netherlands. You'll find expansive beaches and dunes and stunning flora and fauna in abundance. On the islands of Texel and Schiermonnikoog, the nature is so different that they have been awarded national park status. Number 7. IJsselmeer. IJsselmeer is massive. It's the Netherlands' largest lake, linked to the WADDENZEE, though made up almost completely of fresh water. Enkhuizen is the closest beach to Amsterdam, although there are many other popular beaches on the east side of the lake as well. These sandy beaches lead gently into shallow water, making it a wonderful place for swimming. Perfect for leisure boating or any other water sport you can dream up, you'll have all the open water you need and more. This vast, shallow freshwater lake, formed by the building of a dam, is the largest lake in the country. It's an atmospheric place with a haunting beauty, especially on cold and misty days. The natural reserve has plenty of activities including surfing, and of course sailing. Expect to see catamarans, clippers, and even a handful of historic sailing vessels, which will take you back to a different era. Number 8. The VELUWE region. Located in Gelderland, this region is home to De Hoog VELUWE National Park, the largest national park in the Netherlands. Covering an area of 5,400 hectares, Hoog VELUWE National Park is one of the largest and most varied nature reserves in the Netherlands. Home to interesting wildlife and geographical formations ranging from rolling sand dunes to dense woodlands, the park is a wonderful example of what can happen when sport, art, and culture meet unspoiled nature. Wild deer and boar roam freely around De Hoog VELUWE National Park, and this enormous ancient forest features several diverse natural terrains, including heaths, dunes, and woodlands. Apart from its natural beauty, De Hoog VELUWE also contains the Kröller-Müller Museum, which is renowned for its outstanding Van Gogh collection. Cycling is the preferred mode of transport in Hoog VELUWE, and visitors can pick up a bicycle free of charge at numerous locations throughout the park. Number 9. South Limburg Hills. The Netherlands isn't known for having a lot of hills, but by Dutch standards, South Limburg has them in abundance. For those whose hearts are in the hills, this will be one of the most beautiful places in the Netherlands for you. Here you will find beautiful green countryside mixed in with babbling streams, gushing rivers, and fascinating forest areas. Additionally, this is the perfect trip for those of you who like a more active holiday, as there are many beautiful hikes and bike tours available across the rolling country race. If you're a cycling enthusiast, why not time your trip around the annual Amstel Gold Race? Another great reason to visit the hills of Limburg is the grapes, which are now commonly found on some of the hills, which produce Limburg's own wine. Number 10. Giethoorn. A storybook come to life, Giethoorn lures visitors with its dreamlike tranquility, idyllic waterways, and pretty thatched roof farmhouses shrouded in greenery. Located in the northeastern Dutch province of Overijssel, about 75 miles from Amsterdam, the village is a cluster of small peat islands with over 55 miles of canals, hundreds of wooden foot-arch bridges, and no car streets. Although its fairy tale-like appearance is reason enough to visit, Giethoorn also hosts a handful of interesting museums, as well as charming canal-side restaurants, quirky shops, and picturesque cycling routes. For nature lovers, the nearby De Weerribben Weiden National Park is a treasure trove of wetlands, reed beds, and wildlife. Aptly nicknamed the Dutch Venice, this charming hamlet can only be explored by boat, bike, or on foot. That's all in today's video. Thanks for watching. Write down in the comments which among the 5 places you would like to visit on your next trip to the Netherlands. Be sure to like and subscribe to our channel on your way out, and we'll see you in the next one. Till then, peace.